Hi, this is John, and this is my personal ranking of the 26 finalists for Eurovision 2016. Remember, this is my personal top 26, not yours. So please, don't go posting stupid, immature, hateful comments, or even if you disagree, don't simply dislike this video. Listen to my reasoning. I'll give you my personal reasons as to why I've ranked the entries in the way that I did. Reasons may include the song itself, the vocals, the staging, or other factors regarding the performance. So my ranking has a lot to do with the whole package overall. Before I start, however, there are some non-qualifiers which really deserve an honorable mention. Romania. This entry is in my personal top 10 favorite for the whole competition. This should have at least been given a chance to compete on the Globe Arena stage. It would have been such an epic performance. Iceland and Estonia from semi-finals 1. These two entries truly deserved a spot in the finals. I mean, Europe, what were you thinking? Iceland. Her vocals are on point. Sharp choreography, great staging. Sending this to the final is a no-brainer. What the hell happened? Let me tell you this. Iceland was robbed. Estonia. This was one of the coolest, unique performance for the whole competition. Yuri's deep voice, accompanied by his tasteful innuendos, are a class of his own. Norway from semi-finals 2. The unique tempo change of this song combined with Agnieszka's powerfully high vocals are the very reasons why this should have at least qualified. The fact that people are just too afraid and close-minded to give this boldly unusual piece of pop entry a chance is plainly just shameful. With that out of the way, let me begin with my personal top 26. 26. Austria. Sorry, Austria. Luan DC doesn't deserve to be in the finals at all. Not at all. There's nothing significant at all with the song's composition or even Zoe's vocals. The worst part is that this song is so annoyingly repetitive. It is one thing to be repetitive, but it's totally another thing when a song is repetitive and boring at the same time. Zoe spent half of the time serenading the line Luan DC without being in any way inspiring or interesting. This spot in the grand final was totally wasted and should have been given to more deserving entries like Iceland or Estonia. 25. Italy. Don't get me wrong, this is actually a sweet and heartfelt song, and Francesca sang the song well. However, the song doesn't have enough impact. Compare this to other ballad entries sent by Israel or even the Czech Republic, and you begin to realize that this song really pales in comparison. It's not a bad song, but honestly it is rather forgettable. And add to that, the staging felt quite messy to watch, with the balloons and flowers serving as more of an unwelcome distraction. 24. Australia. What's with the hype over Australia? Yes, Dami's vocals are powerful and very much on point. She is no doubt a gifted singer. However, the song unfortunately sounded very much grey, dull, and much more importantly, really uninspiring. The song is formulaic, repetitively churning out the chorus line "Sound of Silence." It is the most overrated entry for this year, and I've been maintaining this view long before the Eurovision season started. I'm not intending to change that view one bit. 23. Belgium. Belgium's entry is fun and energetic, and to the performance's credit, the dance choreography was well done and really added to the fun factor overall. It is a feel-good performance, but here's the big problem. The entry is not memorable enough. Once I finish listening to it, the other entries will eventually drown Belgium's entry out of memory. However, this is a decent entry nonetheless. 22. Croatia. Frankly, this entry is decent but rather bland to me. I found nothing significant about Lighthouse as a song. Until now, I still feel the same about it. However, Nina's live performance was overall rather impressive. Some things are worth praising. Her vocals are rather mesmerizing, sounding something like Ellie Goulding. And her kimono-like costume did caught my attention. And the starry blue staging fits the overall tenor of the song. Whilst I may not feel much about the song, I'll still give the entry credit when it's due. 21. Sweden. This is overall another decent entry. The song's lyrics are quite catchy and it has the distinction of being a minimalist package in the whole competition. It's really minimal in terms of its vocals and staging. Therefore, while there's no doubt a certain amount of charm going on for this entry, there's however nothing significant or inspiring about this entry that would seriously justify it going anywhere higher in my personal ranking. 20. Ukraine. It is a unique and respectable entry. The song is dark and provocative, and it does get my undivided attention. The blend of darkness and abstract motif patterns on its staging truly adds to the artistic value and mysticism of this entire package. Arguably the most avant-garde entry for this year. However, my biggest complaint about this entry is really a lot to do with its replayability. One could admire the quality of this song when listening to it live and perhaps once in a while. But upon repeated listening, the song quickly becomes a drag and would outright be annoying with its constant wailing and shouting. Still, real credit to Ukraine for sending us something that's bold and unique. 19. Germany. Moody and somber would be how I describe this song. There is something haunting about this entry that keeps me really engaged and hooked. Jamie Lee's vocals are admirably versatile. There is that sense of delicateness and fragility in her voice that fits so well with the song overall. The complaint that I do have about this song as an overall package is that the staging is largely static and boring for the most part. And her dressing is so ridiculous and distractingly out of place considering that the song that she is singing is supposed to be a moody and somber one. 18. Russia. The award for the most technically sophisticated staging this year would definitely go to Russia. The way Sergei choreographed his movement with the elements on screen is truly remarkable. Very well done indeed. This entry, to its credit, is energetic and lively. However, there is no escaping the fact that the song sounds rather dated, like your late 2000s Eurovision pop entry. Therefore, whilst the staging is something marvelous to behold, the song is not really impressive enough. In fact, it is worth asking how far Russia would go this year if it wasn't for the fancy, sophisticated staging. Could the song really do well on its own? I doubt it. 17. Georgia. The fact that Georgia managed to reach the finals comes as a really big surprise to me, considering that I've written them off and have considered them as a definite non-qualifier. But you know what? I'm happy to have been proven wrong. The song itself is a decent Britpop alternative rock entry. However, the live presentation is breathtakingly spectacular. The frenetic staging, the psychedelic cinematography, gloriously accompanied by the creative use of mirroring effects. Everything is so dynamic and way better than the entry's music video. What makes it so glorious is that many, including myself, had not given them much of a chance. Georgia truly deserves its place in the finals this year, and this is one of the most improved entries for the year. To me, bravo Georgia. 16. Azerbaijan. Overall, there's not much negative that I could point out about this entry, apart from the fact that Samra's vocals tends to get drowned out by her backing vocalist and her vocals tend to sound unstable at times. However, this pop entry is nonetheless modern and energetic. The staging complements the song well with its fiery effects. So overall, it's a well done effort by Azerbaijan, nothing to really dislike, if any. 15. Czech Republic. This is an impressively well executed ballad. It's somber and deep, and Gabriela's vocals were spot on. The pinkish triangular motifs for the staging complements the song very well. Overall, this is a great solid ballad entry and Czech Republic can be proud of itself. 14. Serbia. This song is a good power ballad made more impressive by Sanya's mastery of the stage with the apt combination of her dramatic vocals and gestures. The staging served its purpose well, and I can't help but feel that the overall mood of the performance with Sanya's convicted style of delivery, closely accompanied by her backing singers, it all felt like watching Serbia's winning entry in 2007, Molitva. But you decide that for yourselves. 13. The Netherlands. I really like the Netherlands entry this year. It's a fun, feel-good entry with soothing vibes. The song sounds like a nice morning music to wake up to. While I like Douwe Bob and the gang, there is only one primary complaint that I have, which is the awkward gimmick that Douwe pulled nearing the end of the song, whereby the band abruptly stopped the music to make way for some silence, allowing the crowd to shout and cheer on before Douwe continued to finish the song. Notwithstanding that, it is still a great positive entry overall. 12. Cyprus. Earlier on, I had ranked Cyprus's entry very low in my top 43, but clearly that was a mistake. Alter Ego as a rock entry is both dynamic and highly entertaining. The energetic nature of its chorus for me is the real gem in this entry overall. I wasn't too sold on the idea of cages being used on stage, but the frenetic lighting effects and -1 charismatic lead singer sufficiently makes up for that. 11. Armenia. When it comes to pop entries this year, nothing comes more avant-garde like Iveta's Love Wave. The music's composition with its variedness and intensity makes it stands out as a really unique piece. Iveta's vocals are excellent, a mixture of both delicateness and intensity in her voice, and the sensuality that she brought to the stage is provocative in a great way, and I'm not the one to complain. She has the top model vibe going on about her. However, this song just missed out my top 10 because I don't really appreciate the monologue at the beginning of the song. Monologuing in a song to me is a no-no. But the Armenian entry overall is of great quality, and justifiably so, I give it a near top 10 rank. 10. Spain. The Spanish entry this year is a delightfully vibrant one. Bare Say Ye is one of the most well-done, engagingly optimistic piece of pop this year. This pop entry is characteristically very Spanish, full of Latin vibes with Bare doing her salsa-like dance moves at the chorus. Although I wonder whether it was wise to add that dramatic little pause in the middle of the performance where she deliberately fell on the ground, I would have preferred a consistent continuity for this performance. However, I can see why Spain really had a feel-good year at Eurovision with this entry, and this is one of my top 10 favorites. 9. Malta. This is a very radio-friendly pop entry. I particularly like the anthemic nature of the build-up leading to the chorus. This song is filled with quite an infectious verse, which is, in my opinion, much more attractive than the chorus. And when I say radio-friendly, this song is highly replayable. The staging is effective, and the stage presence of an accompanying dancer is surprisingly good. Malta is slaying it with Arelosco. 8. United Kingdom. A very much personal choice for me. This is also another feel-good entry. Joe and Jake, couple of blokes having a very good time on stage, harmoniously serving out the chorus line, "You are not alone." It is unfortunate that the UK had not seen the best of days in Eurovision recently, but performances such as this should be sent more often. The vibe of this entry is a positive one, and this is, to me, one of the most underrated entries for this year. 7. Bulgaria. It is very clear to me that Polygenova is the most sassiest performer of this year's competition. It seems that every time when she's on stage, there is no shortage of energy from this Bulgarian diva. The song is a likable modern pop entry, but I very much believe that it is Polly's charisma that elevates the entire package as a whole. The static-like visuals on stage complements her song very well. Now, I do not know what you guys think about the dressing, but I think it is a very creative, rather futuristic looking cyberpunk piece of wardrobe. All in all, Bulgaria can be very proud of what they have sent this year. 6. Israel. I already liked this ballad when I heard it for the first time, but Hovey's live performance is so special and very heartfelt that it elevates what is already a likable ballad into a memorable experience. The dark starry staging and, surprisingly enough, the figures on the revolving circular loop complements the mood of the song very well. With such a heartfelt song delivered on a very effective stage, this is a favorite of mine and is one of the best ballads of the year. 5. Latvia. Latvia, like last year, has presented to us another ingenious avant-garde pop that combines a compelling mix of modern and retro beats. What else is praiseworthy? Apart from the unique nature of this song, it uses vocals. His vocals are both powerful and rugged, and much to my relief, he managed to compose his vocals very well. This powerful beat-based piece of music is very much appreciated, and it further proves that Latvia is a serious Eurovision entrant nation. 4. Lithuania. Lithuania as a whole package has seen the most remarkable improvement in terms of overall performance and staging. I've been waiting for this night. It's an uplifting piece of pop entry which thrives on its anthemic chorus, and it is not ashamed of showing it off via its visually powerful staging. The random burst of power visualized on its stage synchronizes so well with Donny Montel's upbeat number. Donny's lively stage presence is also another plus point as he pulls off that memorable stage flip. Again, I must emphasize, Lithuania has shown so much improvement since its national finals, such that every element on stage fits so well and are very much on point. So much so that it deserves one of my top spots for this year. Number 3. Poland. Michał Sparks' dedicatedly heartfelt entry has no doubt won a lot of admirers, and I, being one of them, would love to see him do well this year. To begin with, the staging's combination of darkness with streams of red and white spotlights, accompanied by the projection of the song's title, What Color Is Your Life, is very, very effective. The song, despite sounding rather dated, has the amiable quality that connects and engages with its listeners in a very deep way. The melancholic nature of this song, combined with Sparks' devoted style of delivery, is really what makes this a rather introspective and yet truly special experience. And whilst this performance has got the 25th spot on the jury's vote, it is very touching that Europe actually approves of this song. It had the 3rd spot amongst televoters. It has been a real pleasure sitting and listening to this, and Poland can no doubt be proud of its entry this year. Number 2. France. CZECH is a vibrant and optimistic tour de force for this year. Amir's lively stage presence, the harmonious chorus, adds to what is already a great piece of uplifting song. The song is pleasantly infectious, and it is highly replayable. I really hope that this marks the beginning of a new and bright chapter for France's participation in the Eurovision Song Contest for the modern era. So as they say, vive la France! Number 1. Hungary. His name is King Freddy, and he is going to rock your world with his powerfully husky vocals. Pioneer is a gloriously crafted towering piece of music, beautifully composed to celebrate uniqueness and individualism. The lyrics of this song is the most meaningful of all the songs this year, and it deeply connects to listeners like me. This epic is a criminally underrated entry throughout the whole Eurovision season of 2016, but it is in no way reflective of the magnificent quality and spirit that this song had brought to the competition. It is telling enough that the lack of hype or publicity for this entry reminds me of the lyrics of the song, whereby it goes, "They don't know how to value uniqueness, so they turn their heads away." Quite a foreshadowing there. And true enough, Hungary has got the 19th spot, which is sad. But regardless of what, Pioneer is one of the finest entries that had graced Eurovision in my mind. And Hungary can hold its head high knowing that this was a truly valiant effort on their part. And that concludes my ranking of the 26 Eurovision finalists for 2016. Once again, if you are a Ukrainian or a fan of the Ukrainian entry, my congratulations to you. I may not be a fan of the song, but one thing's for sure, that Jamala and her team had put a lot of effort into the song. It has been both a fun and heartbreaking journey along the way. Do tell me what you think in the comments, and I'll respond to as many of your comments as soon as possible. I thank you all for being very engaging, and I hope to hear more from you guys. Till next time.